I want to ask a question, very direct, and I want you to answer it truthfully, then the inside. Have you ever felt that you know something before it happens? Like the one study that came out of nowhere, with a strange feeling in his chest, a dream so real that it seemed like a warning. Or is it a coincidence that it appeared at just the right time, as if someone or something would you guide? Because I'll tell you one thing that almost no one talks about. There's a sign on the palm of her hand that, according to the traditions of old and reading the mystical, you are connected to that kind of perception. And the most puzzling, there is not a common sign. This is a drawing that looks simple, but when you understand it, you'll never look at a hand from the same cloth. This sign is the letter A formed by the lines on the palm. And if you do have that letter in place of the strip in your hand, the idea is that you have a spiritual sense above that of the medium as well if you get signs of God before the whole world. And I know that this might sound like exaggeration until you start to remember all of the things that has ever lived. So, stay with me until the end, because I am going to show you what's in this letter is in palmistry, in a way that's pretty simple. Why is it considered to be rare, the most common signs of this type of person will perceive? How can you identify them correctly? No to be confused with any of the risquinho, and how to turn it into something that will strengthen, and not just something that scares you. Right now, I'm going to ask you for two things in quick, because they will make the content reach more people who need to hear this. If you sign up for the channel, so you won't miss out on the next symbols are rare that you may be on your hands, and share this video with that person who always says, "I've got a feeling strong," or "I have a dream and it happens." Shut down? So come on. Because it can explain a great deal about you. When I say the lyrics on the one hand, I'm not talking about the tattoo, not the brand of the pen, or of the imagination. I'm not talking about a format that appears when some of the major lines of the palm cross each other to form something that looks like a capital A. And here's the important point. It is not on any of A. There are people who see the two risquinhos and says, "I have." But in a reading, the traditional, the letter a heavy, tend to show up when there is a union, a well-defined lines that are relevant to the old ones, which in palmistry is associated with the emotions, the mind, and the energy of life. I like to explain it in a way that's pretty easy. Are you looking for the palm and are looking for a design that looks like an A, with the structure of the two lines forming the sides of a line, crossing it in the middle of it, as if it were a bar to A? Sometimes, it is the most central and at times pulled over to the side. And in a few hands, it is not as perfect as in the book. He seems to be broken, but it still remains the standard. What is important here is this. It is a symbol that comes up in the meeting of the lines, but not a single independent risk. And according to the interpretations of the mystical, the meeting is seen as a stamp of approval, as if, with the hand, he carried a kind of signature of the energy. I'm not saying that this is a scientific proof of anything. I'm talking about is a symbol of tradition. A lot of people use it as a tool of self-discovery. And yet, it is impossible to ignore, as many people can identify it when they find it. The reason for the letter is then considered to be rare. It is simple. Not everyone is on the main lines of the crossing exactly in the way it did. The majority of the palm lines that follow their own paths of normal, with an open letter highlights. And when he shows up with a symbol that looks like a letter, a star, a triangle, or an M, a lot of people in the palmistry interpret it as on-demand special. Now, it's rare doesn't mean better. Rare means other than, and in the other has always stood out in any particular spiritual tradition. And you know what I find more interesting? When a symbol is very rare, it tends to make people think, well, why do I have this? And in that question, because it's a kind of an awakening, because it puts you in a state of observation, you will begin to notice patterns, signs, and coincidences. According to a few lines of interpretation, the one who has this tends to have the following. Perception is the fastest of the environment. Intuition, with call to arms, is strong, as well as a feeling that life is a conversation with symbols. And I know that there are people who doubt. That's okay. But tell me one thing. How many times have you felt that you needed to pay attention to you? And then you realized that you were right? Within the spiritual reading, the letter is often linked to the three main ideas very strong. A the beginning and the leadership of the interior. The letter A is the beginning of the alphabet, and symbolically, she talks about the beginning of the first step to wake it up. A lot of people interpret it as the power of the open road, see, before you understand the trends before the rest of it. The two of alignment between mind, emotion, and action. Where the lines meet to form this, some of the traditions is to read it as a union, as if you were to have a potential to align with what you think, what you feel, and what you do. And when that happens, the intuition is clear, the more tone. 3 of protection and guidance. Here comes the part that is most moving to me. Have interpretations of what you say, that this is a symbol that appears as if it were a reminder of the protection, such as if the person had a sensor, he added to perceive danger, notice the lie, and to understand the power that heavily, realizing when things are not okay. And now I want to bring to the conversation in a way that was straightforward. Do you have any of the format in the lines of your hand that looks like a letter? A, M of a star, a triangle, a cross like that. Write in the comments as well. It is quite simple. I'm, in which form? For example, I am, or I'm the one, or I am a triangle. You don't want, and I will use it to bring you more of the content here. Right now, I'm going to talk about the signs most frequently mentioned by those who identify with this kind of a symbol of it in your hand. And as long as I am talking to you, I want you to watch it, because it's a lot more in common than it first appears. A, the intuition that comes in handy. It is not only in a doubt about it, it is of a certain culture. Sometimes you don't even know to explain it, but you have to know. 2 feelings before the mail or get-togethers. You think of someone, and that person appears. Do you feel that something is going to happen, and it happens? And when you see this pattern, you can even add a message in the stomach. The 3, dream, a symbolic. Many people have dreams of water, on the road, the door, the fall, the rise. And if you pay attention, you realize that this is a conversation with the real world. It is not the prediction is perfect. It is a symbol. This is a warning. It's feel on a spiritual level. 4 of them. Synchronicities. Do you look at your watch and see the numbers that are repeated in the most important moments? You can listen to a sentence in the street. They respond right questions that you may have. Have you found a word in a book random and looks like a scrap? 5, the sense of presence. Not necessarily something that's scary. Sometimes it's a peaceful. Sometimes it's a cause for alarm. It is likely that you're not alone on your journey. And do you know what is interesting? A lot of people have it, and you try to ignore it, because it is so scary to look like the road. Just how much more you ignore, the more confusing it gets. And the more you look cool, the more sense it starts to make it. I'm going to teach you in the simplest way possible, because I want to make sure you get confused. The first step, which is to just relax your hand and look at the palm of your time. No need to stress, no need to invent, just you watch. The second step, which is looking for in a format that is similar to one of. The 2 lines are doing on the side, A line crisscrossing, as the bar of the A. The third step is to repair, if it is coherent. If you are the only one risquinho not random, it's just a small line. This symbol, when it is known, is usually appear as something that repeats itself over, and when you look at it again. The 4th step, which is to compare the 2-legged tie. A lot of people make the mistake of looking at only one. And in palmistry traditional, both hands are important because they tell different stories. And if you have any questions, don't worry. The idea here is not to prove anything. The idea is to use it as a mirror, the one who is in me, and if you fit that description, I have intuition, I can see the signs, I feeling, it's already worth its weight in gold. Now here comes a part that is a game changer. It is not the same that you have this symbol on the hand of the dominant and non-dominant one. I'm going to explain it in a way that's pretty easy. Dominant hand, the one you use to write and they do so on, is typically seen as, how do you act in the world, what you've done, what you are doing. Hand dominance is often seen as essence trends in natural, what do you charge in the base. So, for example, if the link you stronger in the dominant hand, some passages suggest that you learn to use your intuition, tells you that you've come to trust it more. What do you put it into practice? If you get stronger in the non-dominant one, it can mean that you are born with that sensibility, but maybe you're still learning how to deal with it. And let me tell you something that's very real. But a lot of people have a gift, and it becomes your whole life deleting it because someone else for a day said, to invent, or this is silly. So, I'm going to be straightforward. Because of this, it's important to, if you feel that this speaks to you, if you subscribe to the channel right now, because I'm going to bring up other symbols, rare, or some other combination of the rows, the other people. And most of all, I'm going to help you understand your sensitivity to it without fear and without any of the mess. If you sign up with, because if you're here, it's because you feel like you have anything else, and I don't want you to ignore it. It's not all, wow, that's a magical thing. To be sensible, it also has its challenges, and I need to talk about it because that's where a lot of people get lost in it. A. You are absorbing energy from the environment. You walk into a place and feel, if it's hard, and sometimes you don't even know why, just know that you want it to go away. 2. Do you feel things in the body, tired of the nothing, and the tightness in your chest, anxiety? I'm not talking about the diagnosis, I'm talking about the feeling, emotional and energetic. And if that is something you care about the truth, it always pays to talk to an adult you trust, and in a professional way. But on a day-to-day life, a lot of people, the sensitive, you feel these changes as a wake-up call. 3. You have in stock because you are expected. And this can turn into anxiety if you don't learn how to be filtered. Makeup. Do you doubt yourself? This is one of the most common. You have hit the, even so the next time you are still in doubt about. And here's a phrase I like to keep in mind. Sensitivity to off-balance turns overweight. Feeling of balance seen in the force. If you feel identified, I want to give you a path to a practical, simple, without being too loud. A. Daily signal. I have done this and it works too. Write down, when you have a gut feeling, I dream of striking coincidence of the fort. After a while you will notice patterns, and it takes away the notion of mystery and put on the mind. 2 of silence for 2 minutes a day, a couple of minutes, without a cell phone, just breathe. It calms the mind and leaves you with the perception of a more obvious. 3 of the question the key. When it comes to a gut feeling, a question for you. This is an intuition, or is it fear? With time, you learn how to tell the difference. 4 protective, emotional. If it is the environment you knock down, you will need to learn the boundaries. It is not selfish, it's self-care. And now I want to pull out a comment as specific as possible. Do you have any line in your hand to form a design with a different font for the letter M, of a star, a triangle, a cross, or even the box? He says, in my hand has got you, the media. I really want to know what the symbols to appear here, because it will help me to make the next video on the way to the right. I don't think that the sign is something great, like a clap of thunder in the sky with a message. In the majority of cases, the signal is a simple repetitive. A. Repeat. Do you see the same theme multiple times in just a few days? In the same word, the same is subject to the same notice to you. 2 bolts and the delays that will protect you. You miss the bus, and then he discovers that something bad has happened to them in the way. You can't go to a place, and then to understand the reason why. The 3 people who appear in it at the right time. 1 conversation change your week. A board you get to a point in time. 4 inner feeling of yes and no. Is there anything that seems to take? Is there anything that looks heavy? And sometimes that's not lazy. It's a warning. The secret is this. I had paranoia. The sign is not to make you scared. The signal that is to make you aware, more conscious, more present.
Right now, I'm going to tell you about the situations that I've heard a lot of people can identify with this kind of a symbol. I had a dream about someone, and then the next day, this person came up to me after a number of years. I was going to make a decision, and it's something within me cried out, no.
I ignored it and gave it a bad thing. When I walk into a place, I feel like, if it's true or false. I feel like some of the coincidences are not coincidences, and the strongest one is not the event itself. The most powerful is when you will realize that it is often the case, such as if your life had a way to poke. And right now, I want you to help me to make this video for a living, because it connects a lot of people. Comment below if you've ever had a gut feeling that it has, and if you have a design in hand, A, M, A, star, triangle. Comments from, I had in my hand that has the format. I want to read to his stories. If you feel like you have that awareness, I'm going to let you know of some of the errors are quite common. 1. You want to provide it all. It is tiring, it turns into fear, and that's the mess in your head. The sensitivity is not in control. The 2. Find that all of the signs literal I dream of water that does not always mean the same thing. The symbols will change as your life. The 3. Ignore the fact intuition is a part of, but the decision-making needs of self-awareness. If you have a gut feeling, it will be good. Just don't abandon common sense, talk to, and responsibility. 4 of them. To feel superior. This is a trap. Be sensible. Do not make you better. You are responsible for knowing. And I'm going to be perfectly honest. A lot of people sensitive to suffering because no one taught him to balance. And if you can learn to do this early on, you become a strong person-centered, hard to handle, because you see before you. I like to think so. If the letter A is a symbol, so it can be a daily remembrance. This is just a reminder of 3 parts. The attention to why should I care about what I feel without any skipping. The alignment of I try to align the mind, the heart, and the mind. When I am broken, I am. The now you can't just feel right. I do. I act with a calm, with strategy, with a degree of maturity. And do you know what happens when you live like this? You have to be dragged down by life and starts to walk with her. And when someone asks the question, how do you know? You don't even know to explain. You just didn't know. And that, to me, is one of the most mysterious and beautiful of my life. Right now, the one thing that is very important, you look at your hand and you don't see AA. And that's okay. Because there are other formats that a lot of people commented that, in the traditions, it also has the performances. A few examples of what people have reported. M. A lot of people associate the heart of reading, in people's perception, emotional. The star, that is associated with the most important moments. Face, to protect the in-phase out. The triangle, on the focus, learning, protection, mental. Cross is associated with important lessons and opportunities to choose from. The square is sometimes rendered as the shield. As the shield on the one area of your life. I'm not saying that this is a fixed rule in the code. I'm saying that, as a tool for symbolically, this may help you to understand their own history and their own power. And I want you to do a test for me. Look at your hand and says to me, have you any format other than showing up there? Comments on, I don't have to, but I do have the format. Or if you have the right to say, I've been to, and the more the format. I really want to know what comes up in their hands, because it will decide in the next few tours here on the channel. Right now, I want you to take a deep breath and think about it. If you've made it this far, it's because some part of you felt that it makes no sense. And I'm going to go with a simple truth. From time to time, the divine does not hurt, he whispered. And people who are sensitive to it, with the lyrics or no lyrics, are the ones who will learn to listen to that whisper. So, I'm going to give you anything that enhances the channel. And do we continue to go deeper? Subscribe now, because in the next few videos are going to be on the other symbols are rare in this part of the hand. And I can promise you, each and every one of them can allow you to understand a piece of you that you never got to explain. Show like. This is the video to reach more people who need to hear this message. Share with a friend and with one of the family, the one person who always talks about intuition, dreams, and coincidences. Sometimes in this video, it's the sign that was left to her. And comment down here, do you have the letter in your hand? If you don't already have, what format have you on the line? M, A, star, triangle, cross, square, or the other one. And now the question is that I want to read it. It's another brand you have in addition to the lines of the hand. It can be a different design on the palm, a spot, a sign of the birth of a small scar, a specific brand that you think is differently in your body anywhere, without the need to go into all the details that are intimate. Just enough for me to understand and to bring you a video on that later, because I'm doing a stream of content where I am going to talk about If you have this, such a line on such a format, that could mean such a pattern of sensitivity. Then, he said, because they don't want the truth, and I want to start in the next few videos based on the things you have on hand and you know in your life. I am so grateful that you have stuck with me this far. And now you tell me, do you think that the letter is a sign? Or do you think that this is the life, trying to wake you up for something bigger? I'll wait for you in the next video.